Welcome to Eclipse Yourself. In this video we will explore the workouts in a bit more detail to give you a feel for how they work and what the information means. So a couple different ways to access workouts. Probably the easiest one is from the Today page under the recent workouts section that's here. I can swipe to the left and you'll see that I'm going to get a list of all my workouts from the last 7 days that go through. So that's one way to access workouts. The other way is via the activity gauge that's in here. You'll see wherever I am on the road to success, I can tap into the pie charts here, and this will also bring up a list of all the workouts that I've completed. What we do with workouts to make it nice and glanceable, so we're not having to go through reams and reams of data, is that we can see instantly how that actual workout for that session compared to any of the same activity over the last 6 months. So I'll give you a few examples here. So I've got a run, and then I have a walk, and then I also have a cycle on this one. So this red dot here that you'll see on my run, this is where that run session was compared to all these white dots, which are all my runs for the past 6 months. So I can see straight away in terms of my calories per hour at 810, pretty much smack on average to my 6-month average. If I change this to calories, I burnt 429 calories for that run. And once again, you can see I'm pretty much on my average with those black lines, the crosshairs that go through for my usual sort of calorie burn, I suppose, for that run. You'll see these white dots. I've obviously had runs over the last 6 months that have been more calories and some that have been less, but by and large, I'm on the average there. So I can do similar to all these different metrics I go across here. So in terms of my pace, I was probably a little bit above. In terms of the distance, 6.06, so very pretty much the average distance that I'll run. My RPE in terms of my intensity, probably a little bit higher for this run. I can also change and see my load, my training internal load that we can explain a little bit more detail, but that was pretty much an average. And then also a quick breakup of my heart rate that happens here. So I spent 44% in zone 5, 90% of max heart rate and above, and 41% just in that 80 to 90 mark that was there. So once again, it looks pretty much an average, maybe a little touch higher. So this was the same for walks, where I can actually see where that red dot is against all my walks. Obviously, I've done some really long ones in walks, but that's where I was pretty much again on average with that one. Cycling, you can see I'm a little bit below here with my red dot. So my calories per hour, so I took it a bit easier on this ride compared to my 6-month average. My calories were down. Looks like my pace was pretty much an average though. So while I didn't probably work as hard, I still completed a similar sort of pace to what I'll usually do. And I went 16 kilometers RPE and also my heart rate. So my heart rate was actually quite down compared to my averages that go through there. So what we can do with each of these quad graphs, with this breakup view, we can tap on each of these and it's going to give us a lot more information in terms of that actual run. So I get a bigger quad graph appears here, and you can see I've got some extra colored dots that are in there. So the red dot's obviously the one that the run that I just completed. Any dots that you see are lightly shaded red will be any runs in the last 7 days. Any that are in lightly shaded yellow are the last 28 days, and any white dots are the last 6 months. So straight away I can see that the last 7 days with those red shaded dots, I'm actually running quite well and sort of up quite high, I suppose, with the intensity and the duration that's there, which is great. My yellows are sort of scattered around a little bit more, which is runs over the past 28 days. I can tap to change the focus of the view in this one. So if I do want to compare, say, my heart rate for this run, you can see I'm pretty much right in the middle there, but I've had a couple red shaded dots where my heart rate's been a bit lower. I might want to look at my pace for this week or also my distance. So yeah, great insights where we're trying to reflect it in this in this quad graph, which is a bit like a scatter plot, I guess, of where that current session is and how it actually rates against your past activities. In this case, on my past runs that go through. A couple of bits of extra information on the side, so you can see in this case my heart rate was actually plus 3 beats per minute, so I was 2.3% higher in my run, this one, compared to my 6-month average. My duration was down 38 seconds, I was 2% down, and then a quick compare against sort of my longest and my personal best that go through. And these will also change based on what metric I'm picking here. So if it was calories, I actually was up 2.1% for that one. You can scroll down, you'll see different breakups. We do sort of, depending on the activity that's recorded, but in this case I've got a pace by duration, also pace by distance. I'll get a breakup of the heart rate zones that go through, and then I'll also get a heart rate trace that shows. And that is workouts.